are watching the Staten Island Soccer Report. And don't forget, Monday Live.
You are watching the Staten Island Soccer Report. Yeah.
You're watching the Staten Island Soccer Report.
Ho dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Pari grande amore, Bari unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora.
All right, you're watching the Staten Island Soccer Report live tonight from Studio A,
Yep,
alongside me once again. We're back in Studio A,
for sure.
How's it feel being back in the studio?
Awesome.
I mean, we're a little cramped in studio a bit. I was trying to get the lighting here. If Brian somehow can get this lighting toned down a little bit, it's just blocking the Facebook side of things. But anyhow, we got a lot to cover tonight.
Absolutely.
From youth all the way down to all the way up to the professional
For sure.
levels, right?
For
So let's start off on the youth side. As far as my team goes, the Strikers of Staten Island Soccer Club, we only played one game, Vito, and what was the result?
I don't know. What happened?
We lost.
Did you?
But it's all right. It's one game, but just going to keep practicing and hopefully we get better.
Sure. Well, how would you feel if your two daughters ever played in the Women's World Cup, John? Would that be a dream come true for you?
Yeah, definitely. But my two, I don't think the two, maybe one has it, but my little one, I don't think is really, she's more into just doing, other things and stuff. So, but yeah, we played a game, we lost. It was kind of, one of those games, I guess. You really, it is what it is. Only one game. We got a lot of soccer coming up. All right, we got a game this Sunday, and we'll go from there. Practice, 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 like Vincenzo always says.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. So, but actually, not even looking for perfection. Just work hard and trying to get a result. We had a tough season last year, and we're just trying to improve on that.
That's good.
Just like the team that you're wearing over there, just always trying to get better.
Sure.
Basically, every game, that you play, you're trying to get better.
You know what, John? For Body, when you tie, for fans, it's like you lost.
Yeah.
Because two golden opportunities, you're up 1-0, you got to close that game out.
Look, before we get into Body, I just want one more thing on the youth side of things. I had something here. There's tryouts going on probably all over the place, right? All different clubs doing tryouts, but the Staten Island Soccer Club is having their tryouts early May at Owl Hollow. I guess if you just go on to their website and you get all the dates down. There's a bunch of different dates here. Let's see, I think May 15th. I think it starts on the 10th.
That's where? Oh, that's Arden Avenue,
Owl
out the Kill
Hollow,
Road?
right, yeah.
Oh, I know. I played that.
Right.
I play on that field.
And it looks like it's from 6 to 8 p.m. Tryouts for all different ages. You got U9 and all the way up to U16, right? Yep, U19, I'm sorry. So U9 to U19, and it's it's a travel. So you go there, you try out. If
I'm sure the U.S. national team could use some players right now.
yeah, well, they're in the rebuilding stage too. So as far as the youth side goes, again, the Strikers 0-1 early on here, and the tryouts for the Staten Island Soccer Club at Owl Hollow starting May 10th. Just go to their website, and you'll get all the info there.
Awesome.
All right, and that's it for on the youth side,
Pretty
pretty much.
cool.
Again, if anyone needs or wants us to, mention their team scores or even come on or call the show, they got to contact us through Facebook or call the show tonight. Anyhow, yeah, let's get back to Body. Let's talk about them, and I'm not going to really say much. I'm not going to really say much about them because they're not winning.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
They're not winning anything, so
Absolutely, John.
they put on the back burner again.
Yeah, it's a shame because it looks like they're throwing in the towel. I mean, you got to finish the game. I mean, you were up 1-0. That's
Right, yeah.
You got to close that out. There's no excuses. And you know what? Fully responsible for Fabio Grosso for not taking care of it.
Well, you want to put that on the coach, you can.
Well, he's got some responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, the team, of course, but the complaints from fans have been the lack of preparation.
Yeah.
You know, and it shows in the games,
Yeah.
and we've had this conversation many times. And it's a shame because
Yeah.
on the talent level, you look on paper, you say maybe they got a shot, but I don't know. You know, in Serie B, you can't do this at this late in the season when you don't got that many games
No,
left.
and
You
they
know,
got and they got a couple tough ones coming
you know,
up.
you're throwing points away, and that's really like.
Yep, let me switch
That's a
out of here.
disaster, pretty much. You know,
Yeah.
they're just shooting themselves in the foot, pretty much, John. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, definitely. Again, I'm just disappointed in them, and you know, I'm sure you know, I'm a big follower of them,
Yeah, so am I.
and tremendous. I got a lot of people on, you know, on this Facebook page here and all that stuff. But again, if you don't win games, there's really not much to talk about,
That's all that counts.
right? If you're not winning, and if you're losing, you're gonna get criticized.
What did
and
Vince Lombardi say? Winning is everything.
winning, exactly. So, and especially that, you know, the fan base and body, they are starving for this team to get into Serie A, to the next level. And year after year, so far, disappointment.
That's true.
Now, looks like they're going to go to the playoff round, right?
Yeah,
They may
it's
they'll
possible.
qualify for the
It's
playoffs,
possible.
right? But that's a tough road to go
For sure.
to make it to Serie A. So we'll see. Again, with body, you know,
Mhm.
you win one, lose two, tie one,
Yeah.
and then win again. You're
Yeah.
never going anywhere.
Exactly.
You can't take, you know, one
You
step
know,
forward, three
it's a
steps
shame,
back.
John. We were ahead of Parma. Now Parma's
Yeah, yeah.
surpassing us.
Well, they were in first place.
They
I
were.
mean, I know it was
Yeah.
early on,
Yeah.
but they were there
Yeah.
at some point.
And then we got as close to third recently.
Yep.
So I mean,
Look,
I don't know. They're very
What do
difficult to
they got?
explain.
Let's spend another couple minutes on them, and then Vincenzo's probably going to give us a call. We'll talk with him for a few minutes. What do they got left? 6 games?
Yeah, it's
Six.
coming down to the end.
So
pretty
let's say if they run the table, then we could talk. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
you
Good
know,
point, John.
Or maybe even win 5 out of 6.
Yeah.
But they're playing tough teams. I know they got to go to Palermo, and
Yeah, you know what, Body, when they play a tough team, they play well. They knocked out Frosinone when they were in
yeah,
first place.
Yeah, right. I remember.
Who
that.
knows? It's difficult to explain this team, but you know what? Until mathematically
That-
they're not eliminated,
Right.
I guess, you know.
No, they're gonna qualify for the playoffs. It looks like, unless they don't get another point the rest
Yeah.
of the way, and
Yeah.
then you know. But
Well, now they got Novara coming up at home.
right,
Body
they're
Novara,
on
that's-
the bottom, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They've played teams on the bottom of the
Exactly.
table, and they've gotten nothing. So
That's true.
you can't depend on
Yeah.
them. Definitely don't bet on them. That's for sure, because you're not going to win anything. So let's put Body back where they belong right now in the back burner, really, because I would spend the whole hour talking about them
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
if they played well.
Like you said, if they would have won, maybe you would have put the banner in back of us.
Yeah, no, the banner's going to go up again. If they're showing
Yeah.
us something, I mean, they're in 5th place. I'm sure the teams that are on the bottom would love to be in that position,
Mhm.
but still, they could have been at least top 3,
Of course.
steady.
No question. A lot of
All
points thrown away.
Yeah, they threw a lot of points away this year, and that goes on the coach because of maybe
Lack of motivation.
right motivation, preparedness. You know, they weren't ready to play.
Yeah.
Teams that are on the bottom.
Of course. I think
And
they
I don't
have to
care
get-
where you play. You got to get those 3 points.
Exactly. John, it hasn't been since Antonio Conte where they had a
Yeah.
disciplinarian.
Mhm.
If they can get someone like Sersa Cosmi, who's very strict, he's
Yeah.
very no nonsense, you know, I think they need to return to that kind of coach. Grosso's too
Yeah.
young, and it seems like he needs years of experience.
Well, he needs some. I don't think he's going to be the tough guy anyway. I don't think that's
Yeah.
his personality.
Probably.
If
not.
Brian, if you could get Kenny in here to just fit, the lighting is just a little too bright on. Yeah, we'll continue on. Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see that from Grosso.
Yeah.
Again,
Sersa Cosmi or Zeman, to me, would be excellent coaches for Body. It remains to be seen what they have in the
Yeah.
works.
yeah.
In the off-season, that'll be another show.
Yeah, definitely. And let's hope that they make the playoffs and we have something to talk about. You know,
Exactly.
you know, make a nice little run,
Yeah.
and we could hang up the big banner that I got.
For sure.
Did you ever see the banner? It's
No.
a nice big one.
Okay.
So, all right, let's move on from Body. Good luck.
Champions League, what else do you want to talk about?
Let's, well, the Champions League will wait
Okay.
And anything else? MLS?
What was interesting was the bear. Did you hear about,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mentioned to you about how a bear helped start a match in
And
Russia, and we can only hope to see this in the 2018 World Cup. Crazy scene that a bear handed a soccer ball to a
Yeah.
referee. He was a well-trained,
Speaking of balls.
he was a well-trained bear.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was clapping,
Yeah.
and we never seen anything like it. But in the end, this has to be the craziest thing you'll see, and it won't settle well with President Vladimir Putin. But he's going to have an upstage this World Cup in 2018. We might see this again.
Yeah.
Interesting, you know. It was a third division game in Russia, but
I seen the
very
video.
exciting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it showed, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I saw that video where the bear came out and, handed off the ball to the official, so it was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, MLS.
MLS, I wanted to mention to
We
you.
got a good team going, we got it, right? New York City?
Yeah, but what about Ibrahimovic continues? He scored a goal to win against Chicago. He's continued
the guy
to
is-
pour it on.
The guy, I mean, what could you say? The guy is, he's come here and he's
Automatic, right?
automatic money.
Pretty
He's
much.
the money guy. I mean,
Clutch.
yep.
And also, speaking of MLS, John, there is a rumor about Giuseppe Rossi. They're saying he may be 2 years away, native New Jersey resident.
2 years away.
He's 31. They're saying it's possible. His agent, Andrea Pastrello,
Mm-hmm.
says probably going to be 2 years away from coming to the MLS. So, I mean, you get a play like Giuseppe Rossi, him and Jovinko, that'd
Yeah,
be
but
pretty nice.
How old is he now? 2 years away?
Yeah, 31.
Yeah, but see that again. We spoke about that the last show. Is he again? Is this the old? Retirement league again?
Exactly,
You know
it
what I
seems
mean?
that way.
30,
Well, you used to-
32 in soccer, you're old.
Yeah, you used to call it the Mickey Mouse
The
League.
Mickey, right? Exactly. You remember that, the Mickey Mouse League. But that was, they've gotten a little better. That was prior to Pirlo coming in.
Well, Giuseppe Rossi, the only thing with him is if he
Yeah.
stays healthy, he could really be effective.
Well,
That's the most important question.
how much is he going to come here for? I mean, again, we're talking about, is he coming in for this?
Of course.
Is it about the money or is it about the love of the game? Yeah, let me show the Facebook feed here. Is it about the money or is it about the love of the game? I think it was 32, 33. You're already,
Yeah.
as far as playing sports, you can considered old.
hmm
But let's see. Hopefully,
What about FC Cincinnati? They take a step toward MLS expansion.
okay.
Proposal set for the critical support on the city council to play. The other team that was announced was
So,
Nashville.
How do they go about deciding for a new team? How does the MLS go about that?
They do some kind of pool, some
Do-
kind of lottery, it looks like.
Now, are these teams going to be around? I mean,
Well, they're
do
proposing
they have a stadium?
21,000 seat stadium for $200 million on the current site of William R. Stargell Stadium, a facility which currently serves a number of public schools in the city. So
Okay.
this is what they have in the works. And it's demanding $2 million per year, and FCC offering $100,000 would pay for the property taxes in the West End site. So
All right.
this is stuff that it's
Looks
in the
like
plan.
we're getting a phone call in here. You're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. Okay, so we'll continue until we get the call through. As always, yeah, you're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. All right, so, yes, yes, you're on the, is that you? Yes, Vincenzo, I hear you.
Are you alive?
Yes, we're good. You're alive and kicking here.
All right.
Vincenzo, we're on the 95th show tonight.
Sound like you're 95 years old.
I feel that way.
Welcome to the club.
How you doing, Vincenzo?
All right, Johnny. Let's look in the studio.
We got Vito here.
Hey, Vito, come vai?
Bene, bene, come stai?
Bravo, grazie.
Shimane Vito's from Mola di Bari.
Yeah, my family. Everybody,
Hey.
my family, pretty much.
Is it Moles?
As long Vito remember my advice, try to learn and remember Bari's dialect,
Dialect.
right? Because that's a culture.
Yeah.
Don't lose that culture.
Yeah, the dialect.
Right? Doesn't matter what dialect, Sicilian, Barese, Napolitan.
That's what I was raised on. I was raised on that.
Because the dialect is a culture, and somehow we are seeing that we are we are far away from keeping this culture.
Yeah, it's another language, pretty much.
Yeah, it seems like every generation you lose a little bit, right, Vincenzo?
Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
That's the sad part, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not, yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I know it's not because you don't. The parents, they're moving to Florida, they're going
Right.
to places,
Right.
and the family, you forget.
I think the biggest thing that I see is the cooking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
the cooking.
I won't be able to do what my parents do as
Of
far as the, you know.
Yeah. Come, John, Igomered.
Right.
Uh,
You know, just anything, you know, holiday time comes around, that's where you're going to lose.
of course.
But anyway, Johnny, do you still have the referee uniforms?
Yeah, oh, yes.
Because the next time when you went to plays around,
Oh, my
we
gosh.
need a good referee.
Hey, you know, Vincenzo, I'm wearing a Gigi Buffon jersey today, you know, in respect or, you know, dedication to Buffon. Look, what he did as far as going into the referee's face, you know, that he was wrong for doing, and he continued to do it. That's why I think he got the red card. But he's still going to be, you know, when this is all done, when he's done playing, he's still one of the best guys that ever played in that
Johnny,
position.
remember, Buffon, when he retires, he's gonna be either involved with the Juventus club,
Yeah,
or he's gonna get involved with the Italian national team as a spokesman.
yeah. So, I mean, it was unfortunate to see, you know, the situation there at the end of the game. You never.
I don't see him going out like that, John. I think that's more.
No, let's talk
I
about the
think he's gonna
game.
come back now.
Let's talk about the situation first, right? And you know, the situation where the Juventus is up 3-0, right? Heading to, you're thinking you're going to go to extra time, right?
It's down to like 5 seconds left.
Wow.
So the problem is, you know, is it a penalty? Is it not a penalty? Should you let it go? The spirit of the game, let the players decide the game in overtime. You know.
Well, Johnny, a referee, the whistle in his mouth starts. The moment he blows the whistle, second one,
Yeah.
till the end of extra time, whatever you want to call it, 92nd, 93rd minute. And
Yeah.
a penalty is penalty, no matter what.
Right. Okay.
The penalty in the first second, the guy, they throw the ball in the air, you run to the guy behind, put you down. It's a penalty.
Okay.
If it's a penalty, it doesn't matter if it's second one or 93rd minute.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll take that. I could take that. That's okay.
But my bad vision, and I have bad vision, that it was not a penalty because the guy is trying to kick the ball. He kicked the guy's stomach. He falls down.
Well, he had two hands on the player's back also. So.
But like I said, John, it's what you see, right? The other one,
Yep.
You know, you're playing in Madrid.
allegedly still did
That was the
not
problem.
make.
Well, listen, Vincenzo. Listen, you know, it's game. It's the second leg. It's seconds to go before the game goes into another 30 minutes. So it was a tough call. You know, it was a tough call. The referee made it, so we have to live with it. Now, that being said, Juventus did it to themselves. If they could have scored a goal at home
Yeah.
the week before, at least one, they wouldn't have been in that situation. Would it be a different,
You know what?
be a different story?
I know, but
So-
if Juventus would have lost 2-0 because the Cristiano Ronaldo, that's
Right,
one
right.
every 100 years.
Well, he's the killer. He's the Juve killer.
That goal, Johnny, has to be top 3 all time.
Oh, and yeah, we spoke about that anyway. The fans in Juventus were applauding him.
Yeah. Maybe Juventus should get him so he doesn't score against them anymore.
Right. Well, that's the key now. Right. Good point on
Not
that.
even that, Buffon, did you notice? He look at the ball, say, "How the hell this ball got here?"
Yeah, he didn't even move. Right. And that was the first leg. Right. The first leg. So now let's get back.
The
Let's.
first leg, it's a key item.
Yeah, they should have never gave up 3 goals the first game at home. Juventus never does that to nobody.
And look what happened to Roma, Johnny.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, Vincenzo. You never know. That's why you play the game.
Yeah.
That's why you play. All right?
If you remember Roma against Shakhtar, in Shakhtar, they lost 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah.
They came home, they won 1-0. They qualified. Barcelona, they lost 4-1 away.
Yeah.
So if you have a 50 cents, would you put it on Barcelona and Roma?
Oh.
That goal away goal means
Counted
2
two.
goals.
Yeah.
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 So that's
Well-
why
Well, at least we got an Italian team still alive.
Yeah.
we came close in the prediction, and me and Vito there.
Yeah.
Well, Roma-Liverpool is going to be an interesting script because Mohamed Salah, the former Roma player, so that's going to be really good to see, you know, what takes place there. That's going to be
Yeah.
a really good
Yes, Salah,
game.
it seems like he's sleeping, and then he wakes up all of a sudden.
Well, Juventus, let's get back to them for a minute, and then we could close the book on them. I mean, they're going to win Serie A, right, this week.
Coppa Italia, possibly.
Coppa Italia, they're going to probably win too. So they'll have 2 trophies out of the 3 once again.
Mm-hmm.
But
Still
we all,
doesn't count, and I don't
right.
think their goal was to win the Champions
yeah, I
League.
know. I know their goal is they want the Champions League more than anything,
Yeah.
but they're going to have to wait another year for that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So.
Well, I mean, Roma, I think what'll be bittersweet is if Roma could get to the final, at least you can say, wow, we
Yeah.
got an Italian team again in the
Yeah,
final. So,
yeah.
and it's possible they can do it. All depends on
Listen,
Dzeko. He's
listen.
really
You know,
an
Victor,
important fan.
remember what I was saying before? Roma, first game is they're playing away in Liverpool.
Okay, yeah, first game.
So
Yeah.
lose 2-1, it's okay.
Right.
Come
Yeah.
home 1-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the first game on the road, and just play that game tight. You know, don't give up too much, and then come home and win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, score away goal. That away goal, Johnny. You don't know, like I said, 4-1.
Right.
You say, well, Roma won 3-0. No. Roma won when they scored the goal in away.
Right.
The
Right.
4-1,
Exactly.
That made the difference.
And what about Lazio in the
They
UEFA?
like to 4-2, home they go away. So the second game,
Yeah.
you want to play in your own stadium.
Right.
So if you do that, and Roma so far, they did against Shakhtar, they did against Barcelona. Now they're playing in Liverpool.
Yeah.
But in Italia, Vito si dice, non c'è due senza tre.
That's true. That's
Yeah. Lazio is done also, right?
Lazio's
They
finished.
lost, I think,
4-1. 4-1.
They
Yeah.
won 4-2.
Yeah.
Good memory. Yeah. 4-1. They
Yeah, that's
lost the second leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the first leg was they won the first game.
4-2.
So there you go. They gave up a lot of goals. Yeah.
Yeah, the away goals,
Sick.
that makes a difference. You have to score away.
Yeah.
If you score 0,
Yeah.
then when you go on the other team on field,
Yeah.
they got the fans, they got the momentum. 0-0, no good. You have to score 1 goal. This way you make them work double time.
Two American owners in the semis, Roma and Liverpool.
All right. There you go.
Interesting story.
Well,
Yeah.
John, did you see who was
Unfortunately, they
watching
don't
the
play.
game with Totti?
Yes. Totti was there with Cassano.
Hey, that's what did it. Cassano.
Cassano did it, right? Yeah.
Cassano was Totti give him advice.
Did he play?
What the heck is that?
And he played in Roma, right?
Yeah,
He played for Roma,
Totti.
yeah.
Yeah, he played with Totti.
Yeah, they were teammates.
So Cassano was a good luck charm.
Yeah. That's good.
You know,
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see if Roma could play Madrid in the final to
Yeah.
get revenge
Yeah.
from Juventus. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, you know what? They got the pretty boy. I call him the pretty boy. It's going to be tough to beat that team. It really is. I mean,
Johnny, that guy, his name is CR7.
yeah, I call him the pretty boy. But Vincenzo, now your team is playing against Real Madrid. How do you defend him?
No.
Let's pick his brain a little
Ronaldo,
bit.
if you notice, Liechtenstein,
Yeah.
he did a great job. You know, Ronaldo, he scored.
Yeah,
on
his
a
body's not
penalty.
going.
You know, he didn't
So-
score like in Torino, you know, action play. He scored on a penalty.
Yeah.
If there was no penalty, Cristiano would have been dry mouth Cristiano.
Oh, but you know, he is still probably the best player right now.
For
And-
sure.
Well, John also, remember at the end, he took his shirt off.
Yes.
Did he
Well,
get a yellow card?
that's disrespect. Yeah, that's the part that I don't like.
You see what happened? He looks like he's showing off his
Yep.
physique. I mean, I guess
Not only
clean
not,
body,
not only that he right. Not only he took his shirt off, he pulled his shorts down a little bit too. So.
See, now I want to see the FIFA.
But yeah, luckily
Money.
for him, now who knows if they find him? Who knows? But
The
even
last 10 years, John, it's been Ronaldo, Messi going at it for World Player of the Year.
yeah, well, I think
It's been
well, I think
dominant
this
for so
guy,
long.
I think Pretty Boy here has got the top spot now. He's the best in the world.
Well,
Without a doubt.
After that goal,
he needs to get to the final of the World
he
Cup.
took over.
That's really.
Well, no, what he does with his country, forget it. That's a whole different ball game. With Portugal, you know, they won.
They won the Euros.
They won the Euros. So,
But they, they might.
But,
He might. This might be his last shot to get at least the final. We'll
well,
have to see.
what he does with Real, what he does with his club team every day,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. So you got to tip your hat to him. But I don't like I don't like the stuff he does after he scores.
Mm-hmm.
Act like you've been there before and kind of respect the game a little bit because the kids are watching.
Yeah, John, you got multi-million people watching that game, and
Right.
most of them were kids.
Right. And the same thing goes for Buffon.
Yeah.
The same thing for Buffon. I mean, you got to know when to stop. You want to argue, you want to talk to the ref, but you got to know when to stop. The same thing goes for him. He's no different, And kids are watching him.
Hey, John, this is my own interpretation of Buffon. Buffon, most like his last game,
Yeah.
and gets expelled for the first time.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Vincenzo, he said it himself. He doesn't know if it's his last game. So he might.
I mean, let's assume,
Well, yeah, you could assume that, right? I understand what you're saying.
assume.
But look, now Buffon is not known for red cards or anything.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
I
but
would say, imagine last game, first expelled.
Yeah.
yeah,
Characteristic.
As like a rhyme,
right.
Yeah.
But you know what? All it takes is one time, right, Vincenzo?
Yeah.
And then that's what they're going to remember. Hopefully, I like to see him come back another year. Well, why not? Let him play another year with Juventus.
Well, it all depends on. He won't play any place else, that's for sure.
You know what? My feeling is he'll be back because if Juve says to him, if they allow it, he'll be back. They're the ones that have to say to him, "We're done with you."
Yeah.
All
Now,
right.
the question, Johnny, what took place? You see, if the soccer is united,
Right.
we're talking about the league, the Europa Cup, the UEFA Cup, you got expelled. So you say, okay, you are suspended for 3 games. That means you're suspended the next 3 games. Doesn't matter where you play.
Right. For next season.
Yeah,
You talk.
Otherwise, in Serie A, you don't play. That's you cannot play UEFA Cup.
Right,
Maybe
right.
you want to play UEFA Cup. It means for you means nothing.
Maybe next year they'll have the.
That's okay. I'm okay with that, Vincenzo.
they'll have the
Suspend him.
VAR.
Yeah.
Next year maybe they'll have the VAR in the
A
Champions League.
league game,
maybe.
Europa Cup game, FIFA Cup, whatever cup you want to call.
Right. Right. If you get
You
it.
get expelled from.
Right.
It comes to America.
Yeah.
You don't carry the suspension over to another league.
Right. Yeah, they don't do that.
League is soccer league. It's it.
Right. Yeah, I would do the same thing. Suspend them, no matter, even if it's a friendly game.
They cannot play the next whatever game they want to
Yeah.
give them 2 games, 3 games.
Okay, Vincenzo. All right, Vincenzo, give us an update on Serie A. We know Juve won.
Well, Juventus, they went from 4 points leading now to 6 points, which is 2 games for Napoli.
Yeah.
In Serie A, you were down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
Only maybe 6 or 7 games left.
That's it.
Now it's hard to make up 6 points.
Yeah, it's
For
going to be.
Napoli, only a miracle they will capture. Even though if they win, I think could be next Sunday, John, because they're playing Wednesday
Okay.
during the week. Then if they get the same amount of point distance, then Napoli, they have to win at the Juve Stadium. Otherwise, even if they die, hasta la vista.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah, it looks like Napoli played Milan.
Yeah, they tied 0-0. Donnarumma made a spectacular stop at
Well,
the end.
and right, and that's the future of Italian soccer national
is,
team.
for sure.
He's the future right there.
Yep.
I tell you, Johnny, if you have to recommend any kid to watch a video, whatever, the last 5 minutes of Napoli-Chievo,
Napoli-Chievo.
you went to Real Madrid, Juventus, the last, I guess, couple of minutes there.
Yeah.
That game, Napoli-Chievo, Napoli was losing 1-0, 89th minute.
Yeah.
They tie 1-1, in extra time, and make-up time, they won 2-1. I mean, you're talking about stick like a glue watching TV. The
Yeah.
emotion, the tension level.
Yeah, but Chievo, but they did that against a weak team, which they should have got the 3 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they come back the next week and they drop 2 points.
That's why, the
So-
momentum.
So,
That's the coach. The coach has to find out. Hey, I see you're down. You're thinking about your girlfriend. You're thinking about the vacation. Sit down. Put another guy.
yeah.
The coach makes the difference.
That's the problem. I would love to have seen, Napoli stay 1 point behind this way when they play each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the World Cup final,
Yeah,
you know?
pretty much.
No, Johnny, I know you guys, that Juventus, Real Madrid, Allegri made one change, and the other guy made all 3 changes.
Right.
So it's 2 minutes extra time.
Yes.
Referee gave 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and they scored their goal, a penalty,
Right.
on last 5 seconds. If we would have given 2 minutes extra, because Allegri still has 2 substitutions to make.
Yeah.
Every substitution is 30 seconds.
Yes.
So they made 4 substitutions, right?
Right.
30, it's 2 minutes. So that extra minute, if I was the FIFA, I would find out why you give me an extra minute.
See.
Because they give only 2 minutes extra.
Yeah.
1 minute makes it seem like irrelevant. But if you think about it,
Right. Yeah, you know what? It seems like they wanted Juventus out anyway. It could have been that.
But anyway, John.
It is. It is what it is, and it's the referee's discretion always. And I don't think they're gonna go against that. They don't have the replays. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's coming.
If they had the VAR for their game,
Right.
because remember, John, you're talking with the guy with the bad vision.
Yeah.
What I saw,
He's got bad sight.
what I saw, when Ronaldo passed the ball,
Yeah.
he jumped up in the air, and with 2 hands, he was on the defender's shoulder.
Yeah.
That's a foul. So if you go to video, and before Ronaldo passes the ball, right, he was leaning, if he jumps up in the air, he's leaning over the defender's shoulder. He passed the ball, and the guy, the penalty situation came about.
Right.
So let's go to the VAR.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, there was a foul before that.
Yeah. Could have been. Yeah. Well, they don't have it. Hopefully, one day they'll put it in. And I just think Buffon made matters worse.
They see if the VAR is a success.
He
in the World
really
Cup.
did. I mean, as nice
If they
as
see it in a World Cup a success, they'll bring it to the Champions League.
yeah, that's true. Right, they're going to try it out in the World Cup.
Yeah.
They'll see how it goes, and then
The VAR, John, in the beginning, I was against, but now
Now you're for it.
realizing, maybe let's utilize properly.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They used it last night in the MLS game with New York City, and Atlanta scored a goal, but there was goalie interference, which I never heard of. The forward player was blocking the keeper from trying to make the save. He maybe wouldn't have made the save, but they took the goal away,
Yeah,
and they end up tying the game. So,
that's the VAR, use it properly, but then when
Did you
they
see
use, let's go here, and then they delay it, everything. But if it's there, utilize.
okay.
for-
All right, Vincenzo. I know we got a couple of guys also calling in. So,
Daddy, thank you, and good luck to you guys.
Buonasera.
Let me know when.
ciao, Vincenzo.
Ciao,
A couple of weeks, Vincenzo. A couple of weeks. All right.
Alla prossima.
Ciao. Ciao.
Yeah, the great Vincenzo Tozo again. Like I always mention, St. Francis College Hall of Fame guy. Okay, so, yeah, MLS used it last night. New
Yeah.
York City got lucky with that, you know?
Okay.
So, and they got
Is
a
that the
point
first time they used it in MLS?
this season. No, they used it halfway
Okay.
through last season, I think it started with them. So they're using it,
Okay.
which is good, yeah. And it doesn't take long, because they got the replay right off the referee runs over, takes a quick look, and boom, comes back.
What about the Serie A clubs spending 30% less on agent fees
Yeah.
in 17? You got Lazio, Marco Parolo, Daniele De Rossi, and the Italian Football Federation released the fees on Monday, and 20 Serie A clubs spent a total of 138 million euros, $170 million in U.S.
Okay.
last year compared to 193 million euros this year before.
Yeah, we got the
Six-time
dollars. We got the
Defending
dollars there.
champion Juventus led the way with 42 million euros on agents, followed by Champions League semifinalist Roma with 23 million euros. So that
So-
I thought was an interesting story.
Yeah, why is it low?
I don't know. No, you know what? They're not getting the big. You know, you don't got Cristiano Ronaldo in Serie A. You don't have Lionel Messi.
There you go.
You know, you don't have the best of the best.
Who's the, right,
you know,
worldwide,
If
yeah,
you have the
exactly.
best of the best, then it wouldn't be that low.
Who's the biggest name you think in City A?
Icardi, probably. He's been scoring a ton of goals for Inter.
Who's the leader? Who leads?
Right now, it's Ciro Immobile. Immobile is he's closing in on breaking the record at 36
And what
goals.
does he do for the national team?
I know.
He does nothing.
That's a shame. Well,
right? Not much.
the whole team is going to be reformed soon.
Yeah,
Because May 20th is the announcement of the new coach. Should be even sooner if they could come up with it sooner. But
yeah.
they're
Well,
waiting
like
for the
you
season.
said it right. They're waiting for the
Yeah,
season
that's pretty
to be
much
over.
what it is.
Yeah, they're waiting. So
How about today with the announcement that South Africa is backing Morocco in the bid for 2026 when they're up against the U.S., Canada, Mexico bid. And they talked about, John, that the South African bid is being investigated by the U.S.
Right.
Department of Justice for a suspicious $10 million payment to FIFA voters in the North American region. Indictments published by the Justice Department in 2015.
FIFA.
Two of the listed co-conspirators of the South African soccer officials are not identified. So that's going to be interesting. Morocco's making their case. The United States is making their case to
Right.
get the World Cup. If the U.S. gets it,
well, the U.S.,
the,
Mexico, and Canada,
250
right?
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what? The first time ever. We have a
All right,
call,
we got a
John.
call. Yeah, you're on the Staten Island Soccer Report.
Hey, Vito, it's me, Fabrizio.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Don Fabrizio, buonasera.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. No, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think if Italy, or their next head coach, would hire Angelo Capello as their
Yeah,
head coach?
I know. I remember you calling me when Italy got eliminated, and you said they should go with Fabio Capello. On our last show, we spoke about it. Capello would be an excellent choice, especially now that he's available because he stepped down from the Chinese club that he was coaching. And at 71 years old, what better time to get him than now? Because how many more years is Capello going to coach?
That's it.
You know what I
It
mean?
might-
So,
yep.
I mean, this is the last hurrah to get Fabio Capello. And honestly, Alessandro Costacorta, he won a lot when Capello was coaching Costa Corta, and Costa Corta is going to make the decision on who's going to be the coach. So, I mean, it would be a great decision to go with Fabio Capello because he's won so much, and everywhere he's gone, he's always won. And you know what? That's what's lacking right now in Italian soccer. And when it comes to the national team, you don't have it anymore. The last great coach we had was Lippi, who won the World Cup. And then we spoke about this, Fabrizio. The mistake was that Lippi came back. When he won the World Cup, he should have just said, that's it. But he came back, and they continued going with the old players, and it set the program back. And we had this conversation many times. In fact, we watched the game, the Confederations Cup, me and Fabrizio mentioned, why do they still have these players? They had Barzagli still playing. They had, all the veterans, and they have to re-scrap, and they have so many good youth players. You got to start to put these players in, because otherwise you're failing an opportunity to win another World Cup. You can't. Whatever they did. Salute them. They did a great job, but you gotta win with the youth.
The close enough was he's got World Cup experience as head coach in England. And then
Yes, that's exactly a good point, because he did very well.
I feel like the long polls when Italy has not announced the head coaching vacancy, I believe this guy has
It's a great decision. It's a great, candidate. So I mean, Especially that he has the international experience, like Fabrizio mentioned, because he did coach Russia in the World Cup, he coached England in the World Cup. You know what I mean? So that, in that respect, John,
They
and
gotta-
Fabrizio, he's got the, you know, Ancelotti's a great coach, but he didn't coach an international club yet, you know?
I think they just got to change the mentality there. You know, you got to be more of an attacking team also.
You do have to be
gotta
more of an
bring, you know,
attacking team. You do.
right.
That's got to change. But you know, you got Fabio Capello, who he knows the game very well. I mean, not
Yep.
only was a great soccer player for
Yeah,
Spal,
we might have lost him on the phone.
but no, I mean, I tell you,
Yeah.
it would be a great decision if it
Right.
is Fabio Capello. So.
Yeah, but again, whoever is there, whoever's going to coach the team has got to change the mindset a little bit.
You have to, you
Just
have
a
to.
little. You
You
know,
have to.
tweak it a little bit as far as offensively.
Offensively, definitely, because they've been having a goal-scoring drought lately.
Yeah.
And you know, and you got to put the best players on. I think he's
Okay.
coming back on.
Yeah.
Fabrizio.
Yeah.
Heard?
Caller, you want
Yeah.
us? All right, he's back on. Yep.
Yeah, sorry guys, my call phone got cut out. No, what I was saying before is that the longer this goes, when I'm really announcing their head coaching vacancy, I believe this guy has a really, really, really good shot of maybe becoming their next head coach.
It's very possible.
They really haven't, you know, Angelotti, I don't know what they're waiting for, that really was their guy. But nothing has been made public or
Yeah.
any announcement.
That's right. And the
I
thing,
don't know, maybe they're going to start as maybe Capelli.
well, that's a good point because you know, it's a good point because there is a rumor that Ancelotti is waiting for the season to end to see if he gets a job with Chelsea, if Conte leaves,
That's
or
what
if
it-
it's Arsenal, or if it's someone else.
It's
So
about the money.
if Ancelotti's
It's
gonna,
about the money again.
if that's what it is,
He's waiting to see. He's waiting to see about the payday.
so if that's what it is, then you go with Fabio Capello because Capello basically at this point, you know, it's maybe more of a pride factor for Capello because he's coached so many times, and he's gotten a lot of money when he coached Madrid and you know
Yeah.
the other clubs that he coached. He's done everything. Everywhere you put Capello, he won. And the club level, he went to Milan, he won. 5 titles in a row. Goes to Roma, wins a Scudetto there. They haven't won in 2 decades. He goes to Juventus, they win titles. So
All
he's a
right, so-
magical miracle worker, and I'd be very happy if Fabio Capello is the next coach of Italy.
So let's put him in there and see how it goes. I mean.
Yeah.
It's going to be Costa Corte's decision.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't think that it makes it. I mean, with the talent that they have, just about anyone could coach a team. You know, they have a lot of good coaches in Italy. You know,
No, well, I mean, I think the top 3, they've been mentioning Capello, Ancelotti.
there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys.
Ranieri.
Those are the big name guys. You know, the big money guys. But
That's what
Well, I
basically.
think they need a disciplinarian, you know, a guy who is.
well, then you go to Conte.
Well, I don't think Conte's going to come back too soon. But you know what? With Fabio Capello.
Well, he's out of Chelsea this year.
You know what,
Right.
Fabio, you know who he reminds me of, Fabio Capello? He reminds me of Giovanni Trapattoni, that, you know, that legendary coach that they haven't had in a long time. That's what you get with Fabio Capello, coach in Italy.
Well, Conte, he'll be out of Chelsea this year.
Yeah, but
Most likely.
I think Conte's going to coach club level again. That's what he wants. He wants to coach at the club level, Conte.
Yep. He's young enough. That's
Yeah.
why he's young. He wants the everyday.
You know, there's talk of maybe PSG for him. There's a lot of different rumors.
Okay.
And you say Costa Curti's the president, so, you know, if he does hire Capello, he's going to give him full autonomy of the job, you know, full power. So he's maybe going to choose
Yes.
his own players.
Well, that's what they need. They need to
Yeah.
give the next coach full power. That's been the big problem. That's what we've been seeing them fall apart when they haven't done that. And I can't see Costa Corte not selecting a Milan person because
No,
of
I mean,
his
the
roots.
former player himself.
His
under him,
roots
so,
being
I mean,
Milan. I can't see.
Where's Inzaghi?
Yeah, but Inzaghi's coaching Venezia.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's another guy.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's another name.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to come up. I think the top names we've heard are Fabio Capello, Ancelotti, Ranieri, Mancini. Those have been the top names pretty much. Those have been the top, but I think, you know, they can't mess it up again. They've messed it up too many times.
Yeah.
You know, the last few coaches,
So many coaches, right?
it hasn't worked out. So you have to make the
And
right
it's a
decision.
it's just like a big embarrassment in how right now you don't have Italy not participating in the World Cup.
Man, it's
A big letdown.
it is, of course, it's a shame, and hopefully,
FIFA and all that.
well, hopefully we'll never see it again in our lifetime. Hopefully, you know, it'll be a lesson learned for them that this will never be repeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what I wanted to mention, Fabrizio, is, well, Fabrizio, I know he's cheering for Palermo. He's Sicilian. He wants
Oh,
to see
yeah.
Palermo get back, and they're in the hunt.
Well, they're
Like
in
the standings, right?
They're in second. I think they're in second. Well, actually, no. Parma won today,
Parma-
so they dropped down to third.
Yeah, Parma jump, you know.
Well, I mean, you're in the top three, still in the hunt with, you know, let's see if they make that jump. You know, you have to be in it to play. You have to spend.
Well, they got to play Body in a couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's probably another 3 points for them. Talking
Yeah.
about Palermo,
Yeah,
because they beat Body 3-0 the first time around.
It's a shame that, you know, Bari and Palermo aren't, you
There's
know,
not so many
on
games
top.
left, right?
There's not that many. We're getting down to
Got
the
a
end.
handful, yeah.
Not too many. And also, Fabrizio was mentioning
6 games.
prior to you calling, South Africa backing Morocco for the 2026 World Cup bid, but USA, Canada, and Mexico are in the running for that as well. So, what do you think about that? That's that's 8 years, 8 years down the road. Oh, we lost him again.
Oh, yeah, he got disconnected. Now he's probably got to, if he's driving.
Well, the other thing I wanted to bring up is Qatar, John, that the World Cup is going to be there in 2022,
Right.
and they're talking about possibly not waiting 8 years to get the 48-team World Cup. They're in talks to make it happen for the next World
They're
Cup.
trying to knock off the U.S., Mexico, and Canada.
No, 2022 Qatar,
20
it's a definite. They have it.
You sure?
USA is in the running
20.
for 2026, but 2026 was going to be the first World Cup of 48 teams, but now they're talking that it may happen in 2022.
Yeah, but adding more teams.
Well, you know what? I think if you add more teams,
Yeah,
you would have seen
I'm
Italy
not
in
that-
it. You know, you would have
Well,
seen some other
yeah.
things happen. FIFA president, who is Italian,
becomes too much.
Gianni Infantino, has already secured approval for the World Cup expansion. Now, Qatar's infrastructure is being rapidly developed to cope with the World Cup. Will already be stretched by requirements of staging the Middle East first World Cup and merging the tournament to see the number of games rise from 64 to 80. Before any decision is taken, it is important that discussions are held in the operations and logistics of an increase in the size of the tournament in Qatar. Qatar, the World Cup Organizing Committee, in statement offered to the Associated Press on Saturday, regardless of the outcome, they are confident in the ability to deliver a successful World Cup. The tiny desert nation has
they
only 8
probably will.
stadiums planned for the event, and expanding the tournament might work only for additional games. And the tournament is already due to operate in a tight schedule of 28 days to minimize the disruption caused to the European season. Rather being staged in the usual June and July, it will offer the November-December slot because of it being too hot in Qatar, the extreme summer heat. So we're going to have the first Winter World Cup in 2022.
Yeah, but they don't get winters like we do, right? They don't get snow, do they? Do they get?
Yeah, this has been a weird winter. I mean, we're having winter now. I mean, we had
Yeah.
280-degree days, and all of a sudden, back in the cold. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah.
But preparations for the event are being disrupted by the ongoing boycott by the neighbors, including Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, who served diplomatic and travel links with Qatar in 2017. Kuwait, which remains ties with Qatar, would be possible option to take on the burden of additional World Cup matches, but bringing another nation into the hosting or requiring Qatar to build more stadiums could increase the human rights scrutiny that has dogged it since winning the FIFA vote in
Yeah,
2010.
they definitely dogged it, all right. Yeah, so there you go. In a nutshell.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it, in a
And
nutshell.
you know what I heard, John? The 23rd, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but 2030 World Cup, there's talks of bringing it to India. They want to influence, they want to get
That-
as many nations to play
it's-
soccer.
All right. Why not? I'm for it.
Yeah, I have
you
no
know,
problem.
But I want it back here also, you know? And
Yeah.
I really don't like the idea of sharing it.
Well,
you
that's
know?
an
I really
experiment
don't.
that they're doing.
Yeah, I know. All right, but experiment
Yeah.
that and then give us our own
Mhm.
World Cup here, you know, because
Yeah, that's what they do.
we'll sell out the
Yeah, that's
stadiums.
true.
We'll definitely sell them out. We sell them out for the women,
Yeah,
right?
That's
You know,
true.
When they had their World Cup. So,
I mean,
All right.
speaking of the women, when I played soccer in Townville, the women's team would always win titles.
there you go.
And we would sometimes not even make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's just that talking about the professional level, the women's program is just way ahead of the men's for some reason. You know, as you could see, right?
And then back to the rotation with the World
The-
Cup. They were talking about, John, that every continent was supposed to be given the right to host Australia and New Zealand have yet to host. I mean, they
Right.
got to be in the works eventually.
They got it, right. Eventually they'll get it.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It can't be that you leave them out.
No.
They've been qualifying for the World Cup.
Well, it's money, too.
Yeah.
It's money, so.
But you have to give everybody an equal shot. You know, they're not going to give it to Antarctica. It's too cold.
No, all right,
Antarctica
let's, all right, you know what, as far as women's, you want to talk about the women's national
ahead,
team?
go ahead.
I know they're starting qualifying, I think, next year
Mm-hmm.
for their World Cup, right? Right after, I think it's the 19th, so. MLS standings, 2 teams undefeated, still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
New York City FC is one of them, who's the other? Do you know? You
Who's-
didn't do your
is it-
homework
is it
on
Atlanta?
on the MLS.
Oh, is it Vancouver,
Dallas.
Dallas? Okay.
But they only have 2 wins,
Mm-hmm.
all right? They only played 5
You know what
games.
excites me with the MLS is when
2
you
wins,
get the
3
big when you
draws.
get the big players. That's when I like to tune in. I'm
The
basically
big players, like, yeah, but they're older, right?
Yeah.
Are they really having the same impact?
Mhm.
You know, MLS All-Star game. MLS All-Stars versus Juventus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be good.
Right? So that's in, like, July, middle of July,
Okay, that's
somewhere
gonna
around
be
there.
a great game. I'm definitely gonna watch that
That's a preseason for, you know, for the European
Yeah.
teams because they're getting ready for their season.
one. I'm glad they're playing Juventus because Juventus.
Yeah, so
could
Buffono's
be a
good.
good.
Let's see if he
Europe.
comes down here and causes havoc again, you know? But,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And Jovinko up against his old team.
Wow, that's gonna be.
Because you know he's going to
interesting.
make the All-Star
Oh,
game,
for
right?
sure.
He'll be there.
Jovinko is
So you
doing
got,
well.
that's a good storyline
Mhm.
in July. You got Jovinko versus Juve.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be pretty cool.
so yeah.
Um,
And I like him. Why he's playing here, I don't know. I mean, he belongs in, you know, in Italy somewhere,
Mhm.
you know, on a big, you know, big
Yeah.
club. But he's another one of those guys that he's a money guy. He's always
Mhm.
on with
Yeah,
his
yeah,
free
no, for
kicks
sure.
now. Free kicks go
For
right
sure.
in. Most
It's
of
going to
them.
be interesting to see Ibrahimovic going up against his ex-team too. He used to play for Juventus.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
He played for Juventus.
okay.
He played for Milan.
Milan, I know he played for Milan, yeah.
Played for
Wow.
Inter, so that'd be interesting to see him.
Yeah, he'll be in the All-Star
Yeah,
game.
you know that.
He's an automatic.
You
yeah,
know that.
Definitely, so.
Who else could be there? This is
But the thing
Drogba.
is, yes, but can the MLS All-Stars finally win one of these games? Right? Because they lose all of these All-Star games to
Yeah.
these other clubs, you know? So let's see what happens, you know? Hopefully,
Oh, that's a good one.
because that's embarrassing, too. You got, say Juventus comes down here,
Mhm.
and then we get the best players in our league to play against one club,
Yeah.
and we lose. Come on,
Well,
it's like embarrassing.
it's not easy. Well,
So-
the International Champions Cup, you're going to see
Yeah,
more teams coming from.
right,
you know,
and that's
from-
around the same
yeah.
time where they're going to have this MLS
Yeah.
All-Star game around
Mhm,
there.
mhm.
And again, summertime, they don't play soccer
Yeah.
in June, right? Except for this year because of the World Cup.
Yeah,
But normally they're off.
pretty much.
Right.
But the summer of soccer is interesting to watch. The World Cup and the International
Yeah,
Champions.
there's so much
There's
soccer
Champions
going
Cup.
on.
Yeah.
How do these guys do it? I mean, the
Mhm.
guys, they're finishing up a league
Yeah.
and go right into the World
Exactly.
Cup. And then you only have a few weeks before you got to get back into training again.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's
it
just a
doesn't
short
stop.
break this year for them.
That's the thing about soccer. It's a sport that you could play it. It's not like any other sport. You play it all year
Yeah.
round. And the great thing about soccer, you work every body part in soccer because of, you know, the speed, you know, the legs, the everything.
Yeah.
Which that's what I like.
Gotta
It's
be
the total
fit.
impact. The
You-
total impact workout is with soccer.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed soccer. And you
What's
know,
your background? You played? Did
I
you
used to play. Yeah, I played for Townville High School. I
High
played
school.
for
That's it.
I
just-
played for college.
Okay.
College of Staten Island.
All right.
I played
What
also.
position?
I used to midfield, forward,
Okay.
wherever they needed me. I played.
Good. Though that's perfect.
Against the last game against Francis Lewis, I hit the crossbar. They didn't use me the whole game. They put me in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I hit the crossbar. That was,
And that crossbar's still shaking, probably, right? Yeah. So you know what? That's actually, you know, great that you play multiple positions because you know, coach would probably love that.
yeah, no, I
You know?
definitely. Whenever I get the opportunity, I usually with
Yeah.
buddies. You know, I
Right.
like to play even at Haute Kill, wherever it is in the summer. Be
Right,
nice.
yeah, pick up
Yeah.
games and stuff. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, you could go to Brooklyn with Vincenzo and play in the Vic.
I used to play
in
for
the old
I
timers
used to
league.
play for Speaking of Brooklyn, when I was a young kid, I used to play for VM Mola, which was sponsored by
Yeah.
Manfredi.
Okay.
I used to play when I was like 9 years
Right.
old in Brooklyn. I used to play for them too.
All right, we've got a couple minutes to go. Any final thoughts here?
Oh, hopefully we can see Roma get to the final.
Covered
because
pretty much all these
Yeah.
big clubs.
I think, John, especially like the restaurants, the bar businesses, they want to see Roma get to the final because they know
Yeah.
that the Italian fans are very supportive.
Well, you know, I think, listen, you play. That's why you play the games. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So,
And we
Yeah.
haven't seen Roma do this in the Champions League.
no. First time in the semis
You
for
know?
them.
Yeah, we haven't
First
seen.
time. So,
You know, you're used to the usual teams, Juventus, Inter, Milan,
Yep.
in the past, but so
Right.
now it's nice to see something else. So let's see if they could finish. You know what they started. They're on a fantastic run,
yeah.
pretty much.
I think for the league games, you know, they're still fighting to get into like a Champions League spot.
Yeah, it's
You
very
know,
competitive.
I think they're tied with Lazio for
Yeah.
third.
Yeah, it's very competitive.
So they got to be careful there. They got to start. They got to win.
Mm-hmm.
City out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can take a look at where Roma is here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're sitting in third. They're sitting
Yeah.
in that last spot.
Yeah.
But Lazio's tied with them,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
61 points apiece.
Yeah.
So and then you got Inter with 60.
Yeah.
So
Surprisingly.
these right, you could Milan is out of the Champions League,
Yeah.
but you got three teams fighting for the
Of
last
course.
spot for the
Definitely.
Champions
No,
League.
that's an interesting-
So right with 6 weeks to go.
Yeah.
So these three teams are up for it.
And
I mean,
it's surprising that, Inter last week when they lost to Torino 1-0,
right.
Could've
Yeah,
been
you
a-
never know. There you go.
Yeah.
There's a perfect example.
Yeah.
That's why you play the game.
Yeah.
So for the next 6 weeks, whatever's left in Serie A, you got three teams fighting for one spot.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
And then the relegation is interesting
Right,
also at the
right.
bottom,
Yeah, to stay out of.
Yeah.
Let's see, who's down there? 32.
Yeah, you got Benevento. That's going to be
Benevento.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Yeah, they're on the other page. Yeah.
So-
So yep.
Yeah, so Benevento fighting along with Verona and
Yeah,
Crotone.
right.
Look how tight it is over
And
there.
Spala's not out of the woods yet either.
No.
Right. So
So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, and look at Chievo, 30 points,
yeah.
and even Sassuolo at 31.
So they're all fighting to stay out,
Yeah.
to stay in Serie A.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Definitely.
Next couple of weeks.
I mean, you probably would imagine that the Scudetto will be decided first, and then you
Yeah.
have the other things to follow,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Well, another. They're 6 points up, right? Juve.
Yeah.
So I would figure 3 weeks tops,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Mhm.
It'll be done in
Yeah,
about 3 weeks.
Possible.
You know, I don't see them losing.
Mhm.
Juve is just like a machine
Yeah.
in Serie A.
And the other thing
like
the
nonstop.
only thing that's left for them too to win is the Supercoppa Italiana.
Well, that's in May, right?
Yeah.
That's
Well, the
early-
Coppa Italia, then the
Coppa-
Supercoppa
what-
Italiana.
What's the Super Cup? Who's
when
in
you
that?
when you win the Scudetto,
Oh, that's
and
after,
then-
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
you know, then they got to play that.
Right. And Juve's got all these little. We'll call them the little trophies, but
Yeah.
they want the big one.
Yeah, of course,
That's what they.
of
You know, the Champions League is what they really
Yeah,
want.
They want the Champions
They
League.
got tons
And
of
not
these
only
other.
the Champions League, you want to win the International Cup too. When you got to go play
Yeah.
the world team, whoever
Right.
wins the world team.
Those are, yeah, but I think those are more like friendlies. And do they really put their top players in?
No, those games matter.
Yeah.
Even like when you if they would have won the Champions League, then they go up against
Yep.
the winner of the best
Right.
club, and they have the world FIFA
Right.
best club, and
Yeah.
so they're not going to see that with them this year.
All right. Well, show number 95 is done already.
Hopefully, Body wins next week.
Yeah, let's Forza Body sempre. You know, as always, we say that. And again, for the Body fans, we're
Don't
not
give
going to talk about them until they start winning some games. And we'll give you a little bit, but not much. All right, we'll see you guys as the music is on. Thank you again, Vito.
Quite well, thank you.
Good work. A lot of homework you did today. And we'll see you guys on the next show. 2 weeks, Facebook Live only.
Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. pari nel nostro cuore. Non ti lasceremo.